Good morning, Rutgers. I'm WeatherWatcher Kennedy Scott, here bringing you your Saturday morning forecast for April 19th. Right now in New Brunswick, we have cloudy skies, but these clouds are seemingly dissipating. 66 is our temperature. Feels like 66 out there with the humidity at 63%, and winds are coming from the southwest at 6 miles an hour. Looking at these headlines for today, it is going to be warm and beautiful today, and just a little cooler tomorrow, but thankfully we do have pleasant weather ahead for next week. Current temperatures across the Garden State, everyone's pretty much in agreement with these high 60s. However, Brigantine still is 55 with that cold water temperature off in the Atlantic. And as we go to the northern half of New Jersey, we do see 66 in Lafayette, 67 down here in New Brunswick, and 67 in Trenton. So everyone's pretty much in agreement with these mid to high 60s, and of course those will be rising as the day goes on. Today on the hour, as I said, we have a high temperature of 84 degrees, partly sunny skies, and winds from the southwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. And as we look at the rest of today, we do see afternoon, we've got 79 degrees, partly sunny skies, winds still from the southwest at 14 miles an hour. Then at 3 p.m., it really starts to heat up, 84 degrees, southwest winds at 16 miles an hour. 6 p.m., 82, we just cool off just a little bit, but those cloud covers starts to dissipate just a little bit more, with southwest winds from 14 miles an hour. And as we get into 9 p.m., we do see the winds start to shift from southwest to west, and eventually they will be shifting from the northwest, as we will see those cooler temperatures tomorrow with 75 degrees. So not much of a cool off in the evening hours, but just a little bit of relief. Looking at that current radar and satellite, like I said, we do have pretty much a very solid cloud cover throughout the entire state, and we do see just a tiny, tiny chance of some showers blowing off. So you might have felt those a little bit this morning, but they are going away. And looking at this custom surface map, we do see the main weather maker for today is this very large and extensive cold front that goes through most of the entire country. And we have some severe weather down in Texas that it is going to be looked at for most of the day. And as I said, we are going to have a pretty big cool off into tomorrow. And that is because this cold front will be taking us from this warm Gulf air to this nice, cooler Canadian air. And as that cold front goes through the rest of the country, we do see pretty much a very solid chance of some severe weather in most of the Midwestern United States. As I said, severe weather chance, SPC Day 1 outlook, we have a slight chance. And if I step over just a little bit, we do see we have an enhanced risk in Texas. And that is because that cold front and a dry line are mingling together. And so we've got some really very intense gradients of some really warm, moist air on one side and some really dry and cooler air on the other side, which is going to give us some good chance of thunderstorms, tornadoes. And as we get closer to home, we do see we just have a marginal risk up in the northern half of New Jersey, and some of New Jersey is just going to see maybe a thunderstorm, maybe not. And looking at that future cast, we do see just a little slight chance of rain, nothing too consistent. And as we get into Saturday evening, we do see that those clouds start to come in, and we do see some showers up in the northern half of upstate New York, but nothing here to be too concerned about. We do see just a little consistent coverage of maybe a sprinkle, maybe not. And as we continue onwards, we do start to see just a little chance of some showers coming up into our area. But as we see, cloud cover is pretty much very consistent. Looking at that pollen report, you might be feeling it now, but we do have high tree pollen, low grass, low mold, and we have low ragweed as well. Looking at that 7-day forecast, like I said, today is going to be very nice, very warm, partly sunny skies with 84. But if you do go out to the beach, just be warned that water temperature is still pretty cold. It is still about 40 to 50. I saw a hazardous weather outlook because they were warning people that it is going to be pretty cold in the water. So there is a risk of hypothermia if you go out into the water for too long. But we do see on Easter, if you celebrate, mostly sunny skies, 68 degrees is the temperature. So really nice day regardless of if you celebrate or not, to be outside, to be spending time outside. It's really nice out. Monday, we do see it starts to cool off just a little bit, mostly cloudy skies, 63 as that temperature. Tuesday, partly sunny skies with 78 as that temperature. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 75. Thursday, mostly sunny again with 75. And Friday, partly sunny, 72. So, like I said, pretty beautiful week out there. You want to be spending a lot of time out there. Prime time, spring, and it's going to be really nice. And as always, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm WeatherWatcher Kennedy Scott, and have a great weekend, Rutgers.